Hey, what's up, guys? This is T-Bone here. So I'm still on vacation right now, but what I wanted to do was talk about the event deck here and also give my input on and also opinions on the changes for the event here. And I wanted to see how the quality is going to be, uploading straight from my phone. So hopefully the quality is going to be okay. Anyways, what I want to do is talk about the cards first, then I'm going to talk about the news feed here. I definitely do want to make my opinions known. But there are a couple of important things if you are starting out and you're unsure about the deck here. This is a human earth deck that has the same trap mechanism as the fire trend deck, and we're going to talk about what that means. So I'm going to start with the master collection card here, Chantel, and what her battle skill is, it creates 3 Earth Power Gem 4s and then will heal for 3000% if there are 4 or more Earth Power Gem 4s on the board. It does have a cooldown of 4 turns and the charge rate is 9 gems. And also the passive ability will actually increase the attack up to 30% for 1 turn, but it will only be at 30% if you have 300 battle skill. And not battle skill, the skill points. And so this is actually going to be the same as what you've seen the fire, the tiger, the Dren deck, where we call it the trap deck, where if you get hit, you can create a lot of power gems from the ultimate form as well as your ultra rare cards. And so this is the master collection card. It does have less power gem output than the previous decks, though. It creates 3 Earth Power Gem 4s instead of 4, which is weaker than the previous card. And if we take a look at the ultra rare card here, Frenzied Fury, her battle skill will apply the provoked status up to 3 Earth Slayer heroes, but it doesn't provide it up to 3 right away. It will only apply it to 1 at a time for every 150 skill points. So if you're below 150 skill points, then you will apply it to 1 hero. At 150 to 299 essentially, then you'll be up to 2 heroes. Only when you have full 300 skill points will you be able to apply this to 3 Earth Slayer heroes. And what this does is it will create 2 Earth Power Gems when you're hit by the enemy. And since it only lasts 1 turn, you have to actually activate that card the turn right before you're hit. So when the counter of the boss attack meter goes down to 1. And also it has a cooldown of 4 turns. Again, 1 cooldown lower than the counterpart, but I believe it's also less power gems overall. And so that's where the passive, provoked. The description here it describes how that works. It creates 2 Earth Power Gem 2s. And if we take a look at the ultimate form, which is Unbreakable Sisterhood, then this card will actually create, it will do the same thing that Ultra Rare hero does, and it will apply Provoked up to 3 Earth Slayer heroes. But instead of creating Earth Power Gem 4s, it will creating Power Gem 2s, it will create Power Gem 4s. And it also dispels an enemy debuff. So if you just have 1 Earth hero have the provoked applied, then only dispel 1 debuff. A debuff is something like Gem Silence or Toxin, anything that is something that gets cast on your cards. And it also will create 4 Earth Power Gem 4s on the next turn begin. So what that means is if you activate the ultimate form the turn before you're hit, then the next turn you're going to create the 2 Power Gem 4s for being hit, as well as any other heroes that have provoked applied. And then it will also then create 4 Earth Power Gem 4s in addition to that. And then you're also going to get heal as well as the attack bonus. So this ultimate form hero will actually work really well with additional ultra rare cards, because then you can actually create a lot of power gems as you will, since you'll be applying the provoke to multiple cards. And if we can take a look at, we can also take a look at the support cards here, Berserker Ayla. And this card is an attacker human card. So what it does is it applies Fired Up. And what it will do is it will create Earth Gems. So with this particular support card, it's also the same as the Pinocchio deck. So you can actually basically use a couple of these cards and really create a lot of gems to fill the board up. So this is one of those decks that can easily fill the board, and you can create a lot of power gems. But I feel that with the reduced total number of power gems compared to the Pinocchio deck and the Fire Tiger deck, then the total power output may be a little bit less, but it is a chaotic killer deck so that you will be able to take down Sentry Storm more easily, or I should say really easily. And so that's pretty much it for the deck. As far as whether I would recommend or not, it actually is going to be based on a couple of factors. Number one, if you already have some Earth Slayer relics, then you're going to, be able to benefit from this pretty well, as well as if you have any human relics. But the thing is, in the newsfeed, they've talked about the fact that in the last event, when they actually changed the relic to tier 3 rather than tier 2, that's going to stay this event. So that means it's going to cost you, at a minimum, 2,800 gems to get a single guaranteed relic. And what I don't know is whether it's going to be the same concept of 2 different relics in order to create an ultimate relic or not. But at the onset, you are going to have to spend more gems in order to get a single relic guaranteed. And so that is going to impact the deck itself, because it will be weaker without one. And so to me, I guess, just the mechanics itself, if you don't count the relics, I would say it's a good deck. It has been shown to be a good, very powerful deck that can take out a lot of bosses easily. But without relics, it's just going to feel weaker than the previous ones. And, it's just one of those things where it's now going to be more expensive if you wanted to get this. And so to me, I am actually going to be upfront and say that I will not be getting the relic again this time. I refuse to spend the additional gems for the relic, because it was 1,000 gems and that was reasonable. But going up to 2,400 to me is going overboard. I've given lots of feedback, and I've seen a lot of feedback from the community about it, and they've decided not to make that change. And so my recommendation is that, if you are looking for a Earth Slayer deck and you're willing to spend the gems for it, then this will be powerful. But if you are free to play like me, and aren't really in need of a super Earth deck, then I would say just do what I normally do, and that is at least go for the Master Collection card and the ultra rare packs, a couple of tiers here and there, just to get the dust. And it's never a bad idea to get the ultimate form. It's just that the relic changes really is unfortunate, but from a pure mechanic perspective, I think that this deck is one of the better decks out there. It's not quite as strong as the Nuke deck, but it's still quite good. So I'm going to go ahead and open a couple packs here from the Master Collection pack and see what we get. As usual, I will go up to a maximum of tier 3 here, and we'll see what we get. So I'm also relatively close. If you take a look at the count here, I have 14.3 thousand. So let's see what we get in the first 3 tiers. We had 900 dust from the first pull, and let's see, and we got Blades of Branches. So the Blade of Branches is actually really good. This is a ultra rare card from a while ago. It's a Generation 2 hero, and this card works really well with a support card to also take down bosses. It is a little slow, but we'll talk about that afterwards. So again, another 900 dust for tier 2 there, and then we're going to go up to tier 3 so I can get the 500 gems back, and also my 3rd tier of gems, third tier dust. And again, no Master Collection card here, and another Blade of the Branches, so that's 2 ultra rare cards there. And that's also the card that you can use to collect additional dust from the collections. Okay, so if you go here, you can see Blade of Branches is also the card that will allow you to collect additional dust there. And we also have Helga as the support card, which Henga as the support card, which it's the giant deck, and also creates it also creates gems, but it's not really a useful card. And then we have Venera, Warrior of Love. It's an old card that nukes, but it's not going to be very effective. So not really impressed with the collection cards here. Blades of Branches can be good if you have cards that can help there, but these are also cards that you can collect. At least this card is one that you can collect from the 20 dust shop. So if you go into the dust merchant and then you go after the 3-star hero, it is possible to pull from there, although it is extremely rare. And so also we're going to take a look at the Head Start store here. I'm not sure if they're going to apply any of the prestige here. That might just be a commander thing, but we're going to go ahead and take our free 50 levels. And so I think that's pretty much all they've announced for the changes here, although I think that is a significant one. So, it's just that the relic pack is not going to be changed from the previous event, and I know that this is something a lot of people had a problem with. I certainly feel strongly about it myself. And there also is a shiny gem sale. Again, this is for you to get a shiny hero. To me, not important at all. Like, I don't feel that it's not worth it for me, and I certainly don't want to advertise this too much for others who may not realize what this is. It's really just another version of the same card that's just reskinned with a little bit of a difference in stats. So again, to me, not worth the additional gem spend, I don't think. But if you do go for it and you get it, then I wish you best of luck. And so that's pretty much it for this particular episode here. One of the things that I want to cover was mostly is just about the relic changes here, and I do have an update actually before I go, where I took a dragoon and I actually I specialized it. So this is something you've been sort of sitting on thinking about. This is something that I think that you could you can consider. So if you have Noxious Nepenthe, you can actually specialize it to a giant deck, so you can turn it into a Barca, which then will really help if you have the Earth creature deck. So this will be the deck I'll be running, especially since now I have the Noxious Nepenthe card, and so I'm not really going to be going full tilt on this event deck, although I know it's a strong one. So now that really is it for this episode. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Again, I am out right now, so I don't have access to equipment for streaming, but I will get started when I return. Thanks a lot for watching. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think about the changes here, and hope to start some dialogue and we can talk about it. I really would like for us to provide more feedback to the dev team, although I know that we've already done as much as we could. I just wish that we could provide it in a way that helps them understand how this really is impacting you. So share your stories, share your thoughts and feedback, and we'll see what we can do there. So thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.